Hey there guys, it's Alice Turner here. I am a doula, a childbirth educator, and I'm here to spin the big wheel of birth and see what childbirth topic we're going to talk about today. Let's do it. Okay, today we're talking about VBAC. So VBAC stands for vaginal birth after cesarean. So VBAC is what we call when someone is looking to have a vaginal birth after they've had a cesarean. So this might be for their second baby, third baby, fourth baby, whatever it is, that means they've had a cesarean previously and this next birth is a vaginal birth. So VBAC can be used to explain a birth after it's already happened, like, oh, I had a VBAC, or maybe someone might say, are you planning to have a VBAC? So are you planning to go for a vaginal birth, or are you going to schedule a C-section? So there's lots of information out there on VBACs right now, but from all of the research that I've seen and everything that I know about VBACs, that if you are interested in having a VBAC, if you're interested in having a vaginal birth after you have one cesarean birth, there's one main thing that's really going to indicate your success. That doesn't have to do with your physical body, and that is your care provider. So finding a care provider that also is supportive of VBACs, a care provider that has done a lot of VBACs is important, and also a facility that is supportive of VBACs and encouraging of VBACs is very key if you are interested in having a VBAC. So what I suggest is that if you are in this position where you are looking to have a vaginal birth after a cesarean birth, that you really do your homework early in your pregnancy, talking to different providers. So it could be that you're with the provider that is the best for you. The person that you've already gone to, that might be the best person. But what I would do is, even if this person is whoever you're with, whoever your care provider, midwife or doctor that you're seeing for your prenatal care, your care, make sure that everyone that they practice with, everyone there's a chance that will be catching your baby, that they all feel the same way, and really ask your questions early on. That way, if you find that there isn't a good match between you and your care provider, or you and the facility where you're planning on giving birth, that you'll have time to make adjustments. It really just hurts my heart as a doula when I find people find out that their care providers aren't supportive of VBACs, and they're so late in their pregnancy that it's hard to switch, or they're unable to switch. So ask your questions really early. I would really want to know what percentage of their patients are having VBACs. So do they have a lot of clients that are having VBAC? Because when they are working with a lot of VBAC clients, they feel a different level of comfort and experience and knowledge than care providers that don't have much experience working with VBAC patients. So I would want to try to find, if possible, a care provider that has a lot of experience, that is very supportive. And the second question I would ask is, are there any kind of restrictions or special treatment that is done with a VBAC? So what I've seen in the past is I've seen sometimes hospitals have policies, maybe on monitoring labor, monitoring contractions and fetal heart rate monitors in labor for VBAC patients. I've seen differences in that where maybe they're requiring a continuous monitoring instead of intermittent monitoring. I've also seen practices that have a deadline as to when someone can go into labor, or has to go into labor by a certain date gestation if they would like to try for a VBAC birth. So maybe, the provider might say, if you don't go into labor by 40 weeks by your due date, then we'll have to do a scheduled C-section. So are there any little, not little, but are there any regulations and special treatments that come along with VBAC? Definitely find those out when you're doing your interviewing, when you're looking for your care providers. And I also would recommend, if you are having a VBAC, to consider looking for VBAC education, whether that's an in-person class or whether that's an online class, because it's good to have some extra education when it comes to just some of the differences that come with VBAC birth. Sometimes you'll hear it called trial of labor as well. Trial of labor means that you are going for a VBAC. We just don't know if it will be a VBAC or not. So you might hear that terminology as you start down this path. So VBAC, as you can tell by the name, vaginal birth after cesarean, it does mean that not every cesarean birth means that you have to always have cesarean births. So it really depends on the person, the situation, and the care provider and what's going on with your body. So if you're interested in this, please talk to your care providers as early as possible in pregnancy. Ask all of those questions that I mentioned, and I would love to hear what you think about VBAC. Put some information in the comments below if you have questions, if you have experiences. I'd love to hear them. Give us a like if you enjoyed this video. And if you're not in the Birth A to Z course, go ahead and get in there. It's free, birthatozee.com, and it's all of our other videos organized and easy to find the information you're looking for. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.